Tensions in the Middle East reached a boiling point with Iran's recent missile attack on Israel. This unprecedented barrage of missiles represents a significant escalation in the long-standing conflict between the two nations. The attack, while resulting in minimal physical damage, has sent shockwaves through the region and the international community. It underscores the volatile nature of the Middle East and raises serious concerns about the potential for a wider conflict. The world is now watching anxiously to see what happens next. In the early hours of date of attack, Iran launched a barrage of nearly 200 missiles towards Israel. The missiles, fired from Iranian territory, targeted major cities and towns across Israel, including Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. While Israeli defense systems intercepted a significant number of the projectiles, some missiles did land, causing limited damage and a handful of minor injuries. The attack triggered air raid sirens across Israel, sending civilians scrambling for bomb shelters. The scenes of fear and disruption served as a stark reminder of the constant threat that Israelis face. Despite the limited physical damage, the psychological impact of the attack is undeniable. It has shaken the sense of security in Israel and fueled calls for a forceful response. The aftermath of the attack saw Israeli Prime Minister, vowing a strong and decisive response. The Israeli Defense Forces, or IDF, were immediately put on high alert, with reports of Israeli airstrikes targeting Iranian military facilities in Syria. The situation remains extremely tense, with the potential for further escalation looming large. Iran's missile attack on Israel did not occur in a vacuum. It came on the heels of a series of events that heightened tensions between the two countries. Iran claims that the attack was a retaliatory measure, a direct response to recent Israeli actions that Tehran deemed hostile. Iran specifically cited alleged Israeli airstrikes against its allies in Syria and Lebanon as justification for the missile attack. Iran views these groups as crucial to its regional strategy and has pledged to defend them against Israeli aggression. The missile attack can be seen as a message to Israel, a demonstration of Iran's willingness to use force to protect its interests and deter further attacks. Beyond immediate retaliation, the missile attack also reflects Iran's broader regional ambitions. Iran has long sought to position itself as a dominant power in the Middle East, challenging both Israel and the United States for influence. The attack can be interpreted as a bold assertion of this ambition, a signal to the region that Iran is a force to be reckoned with. Section 4. The world reacts, condemnation and calls for restraint. The international community reacted to Iran's missile attack with a mixture of condemnation and concern. World leaders from across the globe issued statements condemning the attack, emphasizing the need for de-escalation and a return to dialogue. The United Nations Security Council held an emergency meeting to address the crisis, but failed to agree on a joint statement due to divisions among its members. The United States, a staunch ally of Israel, offered its unwavering support to the Israeli government. President condemned the attack in the strongest possible terms, calling it a reckless and dangerous provocation. The United States also pledged to stand by Israel's right to defend itself, raising the possibility of American military involvement should the situation deteriorate further. European leaders expressed deep concern over the escalating tensions and urged both sides to exercise restraint. They called for a de-escalation of the conflict and a return to the negotiating table. However, European powers also acknowledged Israel's right to defend itself, highlighting the complex diplomatic tightrope they must navigate in this crisis.